Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Cover. Today we're going to take a look. We're going to continue on with our Invaders deep dive. Going to take a look inside quickly. 3 issues, a 3-issue storyline. Issues number 7, 8, and 9 from the Invaders from 1976. So here's the first one. This is number 7. The introduction, the debut of the character, the villain, Baron Blood. All right, first vampire character, I guess, in comic books, perhaps. All right, so of course these take place during World War II. You have the Invaders team of Captain America, Bucky, Human Torch, the original Human Torch, the android, Toro, and Prince Namor, the Submariner. They're all going against Nazi Germany and the Axis powers, right? Here we have a Jack Kirby cover. Terrific Kirby cover, I might add. Always been a big fan of this particular cover. But, of course, on the inside, you've got Frank Robbins and Vince Colletta. So there you can see right from the get-go, a little bit of a drop-off in quality from the cover to the inside. I've talked a lot about my kind of distaste for Frank Robbins, but the stories are so good. I'm learning to overlook Mr. Robbins' artwork. So here you have right at the beginning, they throw you right into the action. An air raid coming in. The heroes go at it, take out the Nazi planes, right? Got to do it. But then you got the Human Torch. He's acting kind of melancholy, right? It's kind of like the little subplot throughout this whole storyline here. They're gonna go, the rest of the team's gonna go hang out, do whatever, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna go off on my own. He's reminiscing a little bit about his creation as the first android, right? He sees like a couple walking and he's attracted to the lady, but he knows he's just an android. He's probably not meant to have true human feelings and participate in relationships and things like that. But then as the couple walks away, they get attacked by this shadowy figure coming from the sky. The lady screams. Human Torch flames on, right? Of course, this is not Johnny Storm, so he doesn't say the flame on thing. And then what does he see leering over the girl but this strange bat-like creature? So he goes and attacks. The bat-like creature develops this kind of like, has this like wind power, snuffs out the Human Torch's flame. He whacks him and then takes off. And Human Torch is like, oh, he flies too. Look at that, right? So he's in hot pursuit, but eventually loses him. Right, he goes back down, tries to comfort the lady, agrees to take her back to her house, where he meets her father, Lord Falsworth. Okay, so obviously an older gentleman, wealthy, rich gentleman. And in just a few short minutes, he finds out that Lord Falsworth was actually the Union Jack superhero during World War I. Okay, now he's 20 some odd years older. Right, obviously a little past prime superhero days. And here he recounts a story of when during World War I, he and other British heroes called the Freedom Five went and fought the bad guys, right? So you had the Phantom Eagle, the Crimson Cavalier, the French, who else? Sir Steel and Silver Squire, and along with Union Jack, that made up the Freedom Five. So let's take a quicker look there. There you go. But of course, he talks and has great memories about his time, whatever. And his daughter's like, gotta make sure you're past that, Dad, right? But of course, she lets him know of the incidents that happened this evening, and that Baron Blood has returned. So of course, the Human Torch says, "You seem confused, Mr. Hammond." Actually, no, he says to Human Torch, that's the last name he goes by, "You see, the mysterious Baron Blood was the German secret weapon in the closing days of the last war. A vampire, the one foe we 5 could never defeat." Right? Cut to reader's page. And of course the Torch hightails it out of there because he figures he's got to go out and search for this Baron Blood. He lets it known to the rest of the invaders that their help is needed, so they all get summoned. They hop in Namor's plane, and then as soon as they do, who attacks the plane? Baron Blood on the attack. Right? He is out to get them. He does not want them messing with his plan. So there they get into a fight in the air. He handles Cap pretty quickly. The Toro saves him. Right. Then we see he goes back to his lair after he escapes the invaders, and it turns out he is, well, you'll find out in a minute, but he basically puts on takes off the costume and the mask. He does have teeth. He's got a pair of false teeth that will hide his fangs. Puts in a pair of monocles or glasses, and we meet him in just a minute. So then the invaders go to the Falsworth mansion. They meet up with the daughter and Lord Falsworth, and then minutes later they meet up with the nephew, John Falsworth. Basically, that's Baron Blood. So he is secretly Baron Blood, but also in the family as well. So we continue on with the story in the next issue, which I will get to in a second, and that is issue number 8. I got lots of glare here today. Let's turn this light down. It might be a little better. There we go. Another Jack Kirby cover. Okay, the coming of Union Jack. British superhero is reborn. Oh, I guess that means old Lord Falsworth is going to don the costume once again. Yes, indeed. So I bought this off the rack back in the day. In fact, I had all of these on the rack back in the day. Some I traded away, sold away, and rebought again recently, but I've got the whole Invaders run at the moment. So here we've got Roy Thomas again, editor, author, Frank Robbins, artist. We got Frank Springer on the inks on this issue. You'll see a big drop off. You know, a lot of people don't like Vince Colletta, but I think Vince Colletta and Frank Robbins did the best job together. I think Vince and Frank worked pretty well. Frank Springer, I'm not quite so sure. So you'll see here all having dinner together. So it's fairly detailed art, but like really weird shaped ligaments and the way the joints are connected, and even some of the faces like very elongated, right? But here, Lord Falsworth goes into a little bit of story, dictating some of his escapades in World War One. Meanwhile, John Falsworth is, of course, sitting listening and thinking of, because he's Baron Blood, right? So here, again, just kind of continuing on. After a mission, getting some information that he's got to go tackle this Baron Blood character, right? Back in the day. And here they go into their first encounter, right? Looks like that's above the River Thames in London, right? So the battle begins with, of course, this Baron Blood's got, you know, kind of like super bat powers, and Union Jack has no powers. He's just a trained, you know, fighter, assassin type of thing. So, of course, he does manage to hurt Baron Blood, but Baron Blood knocks him off the bridge, and they never wind up catching him. So, of course, hearing all these stories, his daughter, Jacqueline, is very upset because she does not want him to get embroiled once again in all this superhero-y stuff. And he's, you know, she's like, I want my dad to be safe and alive and live out the rest of his life. And so she's upset that Captain America is like, and the invaders are there and like getting him back into talking about all this stuff and everything, right? So conversations continue on during dinner. Human Torch continues to tell everybody how, you know, he's just kind of aloof and out of it, and, you know, they don't understand why. So, hey, then they do some things where they can never seem to find John during the daytime. But he goes out, says, I'm out hunting for moths and insects and things like that. So here they go out once again. And here, Baron Blood is a couple steps ahead of them, so he's got all these strange decoys, so he puts them all over London, but it's not really him. It's all meant to trap them or defuse them, right? And then as we see, this continues, all right? He seems to be one up on all of them. He's got them all trapped. And then the last panel here, we've got Union Jack appears once again. So yes, Lord Falsworth has donned the Union Jack costume once again for another confrontation with Baron Blood. And he kind of tricks him at the end there. He's got this gun with silver bullets, but he allows Baron Blood to overtake him and shoot the gun, but it actually backfires on him. So he gets sprayed with silver, and he takes off. So Union Jack goes and frees the rest of the invaders, and joins up with the invaders and ready to do battle, right? But of course the Torch is thinking, it's like, oh, how are all of us going to face Jacqueline and let her know that her father is going to be helping us? She will never talk to us again, right? And so the conclusion, issue number 9. And there you have another Jack Kirby cover. So here you have the battle, the end of an invader. Tonight a vampire drinks deep and an invader shall fight no more. Fight to the finish. And once again, we've got Frank Robbins and Frank Springer doing the artwork here. Alright, so here we are back at the mansion. Look at how happy Submariner looks. Submariner never is happy, right? Come on. Submariner never is happy. So they walk back in. They see the butler. Takes off his mask. It's like, look, it's me. And they go, oh my God, sir. You're back in the costume, of course. And then Jacqueline sees this, and she goes off on Captain America because she's assuming that he's the one that convinced her father to don the costume and join up with them. So the father tries to stop her. She flips him off, right? Flips him over. And then she faints. So she is not happy at all. So father goes to tend to her, finds out she's got 2 little bite marks on her neck. Uh-oh, Baron Blood has made his mark there. Then, of course, John, the nephew, shows up. He's got his sunglasses on. So they think he's kind of weird, but they don't think too much of it, right? So they go and they plan out this attack plan. You know, you can see the map down below. They always seem to find him over the River Thames by the bridge, so that's where they're kind of figuring out, you know, how we're going to track him down. And then John, of course, after the invaders go out and he stays behind, he goes and gets into his costume. The 2 start fighting. Look at this. Marvel Treasury Editions. Look at all those. How many do you have? Alright, so then once he has Union Jack under his spell, he's got to go get Jacqueline, right? So here a little bit of memory, right? Going back how they were able to create this Baron Blood. Of course, Dracula had something to do with all that. So he goes to attack Jacqueline. In comes the torches. All right. He escapes with her. Human Torch follows. Oh, he does say flame on. Look at that. Wow. That's right. Forgot about that. The upper. So they carried that. Oh, I don't remember him saying that in any of the other ones. Maybe I just haven't paid much attention. All right. Chase is on. Of course, with all the rain and everything like that, Torch gets his fire pulled out. Union Jack snaps out of it. He's out going after him. The Torch gets up as well. Here we have the fight to the finish now. Into the caves, into the catacombs, stalactites, right? Good action in these, you know. But again, if you look at just some of the way the arms and legs are shaped and everything, it's just weird, right? It's just the way he's shaped, like the human body, is just bizarre at times. And then sometimes the faces just look way, way off. But this is a good battle. Just when you think Baron Blood is ready to choke him out and kill him, he nails him. Union Jack has got a lot of fight for an old guy. He's got a lot of fight left in him. But ultimately, Baron Blood is able to repel him, and then he takes a giant boulder and smashes and crushes his legs. That's pretty brutal, right? So he is like out of commission at the moment. Here come the rest of the invaders. Right, but he's still doing pretty good against him. He knocks Namor off pretty quickly. Starts to run away. then we've got the Union Jack. He's able to move that boulder that crushed his legs, and it starts rolling down through the cave, because I guess he's up above a little bit. So meanwhile, Cap gets Jacqueline away from him. The boulder hits Baron Blood. He goes flying down below and gets impaled in a stalactite, and of course is killed. And there's his skeleton. All right, and then they take back Jacqueline. They leave the caves, and basically the last words from Union Jack is, "Damn my legs, if not for me, my daughter wouldn't be hovering between life and death. Please tell me, Captain, tell me she's going to live. I'd like to, Lord Falsworth, but I can't. I'm afraid I just don't know, because she's unconscious, right? She's alive, just barely." So that is, we go off into different storylines in the next issue, but still kind of continuing on with the whole Jacqueline, Lord Falsworth thing. But yeah, that's the last issue in the Baron Blood saga for now. So anyway, if you've checked these out, if you're familiar with these, let us know what you think of them down in the comments below. And like I said, these Invaders issues are fun. So if you're someone who never collected Invaders, or maybe have a lot of holes in your old collection, I would recommend going and getting them, because they are a lot of fun to read. There's lots of action in them. You just kind of have to suffer through the Frank Robbins art, which is, like I said, it's not quite up to par with a lot of the other artists that were going on in Marvel at the time. But I'm learning to kind of just, like, for the Invaders anyway, to look past it. But man, some of the stuff he did in, like, the Captain America book and Ghost Rider and whatnot, just truly horrible. But this is like, I'm kind of okay with this now. Do I wish it was Kirby or someone else, or doing the art? Yes, for sure, 100%. But I'm doing okay with this. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. And also, if you'd like to purchase a Comic Book Geezer shirt or coffee mug, we do have the link to the Sea of Tranquility merch page down below. So please go ahead and do that. We thank you in advance for all your support, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm getting together with Bill this weekend, so we should be recording a bunch of shows, and we'll have the two of us together again next week, or over the next week or two. And anyway, so tune in then. I am P. Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.